So far this year we have written equations from tables. Now we're going to go into writing equations from graph. We're going to start out with linear. It should be a pretty easy process. Let's see how we do it. Similar to when we wrote equations from tables, we have to find a couple things. We need to find our y-intercept. We'll do that first. And you find your y-intercept by looking at your graph when your line crosses the y-axis, which is the vertical axis. After you find your y-intercept, which would be your b value, you want to find the rate of change, or your slope, which is your m value. Right, to find slope, there would be 2 points on each graph. You want to start with your leftmost point, and you want to count to your rightmost point. When you're counting, you want to go either up or down first. If you go up, your number will be positive. If you have to go down to get to your right point, your answer will be negative. Right. Once you count from your left to right point, this number is your numerator of your slope value, or your m value. Okay, after we go up or down, we have to go either right or left to get to the point. So if you count right, it's positive. If you count left, it's negative. When you think of if it's supposed to be positive or negative, you just think of the axis. And the x-axis, all your numbers are positive on the right. On the x-axis on the left, all your numbers are negative. So it's kind of like that when you're counting. This number will be your denominator. So it's up and down, over, left or right. Right, and then we want to plug m and b into our slope-intercept form equation, y equals mx plus b. Alright, so let's look at a graph here and try to write the equation from this line. First, let's find our slope, or our m value. Right, we want to start with our leftmost point, which will be this one, and we want to count to our right point, which is right here. Right. So first we need to go down. So if we go down, we need to figure out how many units that was. So if we go down, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we went down 10 units. If you go down, it is negative, so this would be a negative 10. Okay. So now right now we are sitting right here at this point. We need to get over to this point. So therefore we need to go to the right. Okay. So let's figure out how many units we go to the right. So if we start here, we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we went to the right 6 units. So that means my slope is how many I went down, negative 10, over how many I went to the right, 6. Then we can reduce negative 10 over 6 to negative 5 over 3, because both negative 10 and 6 are divisible by 2. Next, we need to look for our y-intercept. Our y-intercept is when this line crosses the y-axis. So those points, or the line crosses the y-intercept at this point, which is when x is equal to 0. So therefore my y-intercept is 0. So now I know my m, I know my b. I want to plug it into my equation, y equals mx plus b. Okay, we know my m is negative 5 over 3, so I can replace m with negative 5 over 3. Keep the x. I know my b is 0, so I can take b and replace it with 0. Now technically, since that's a plus 0, we don't need it there, so we can leave our equation as negative 5 over 3x. I want you to pause the video and find out the slope, the y-intercept, and the equation of this line. Alright, so to find our y-intercept, or to find our slope first, we want to start at our left point, and we want to count to our right point. Alright, so in this case, to get from our left point to our right point, we need to count up. So I need to figure out what this distance is. So once again, starting at this point, I'm counting up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I counted up 12 spots, so that would make it a positive 12. So right now, my point is sitting right here. I need to get over here, so I need to count to the right. I need to go to the right. So I want to, from here, figure out how many spots it is. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it took me 10 spots to get to that point. So therefore that value is 10. My slope is how many I went up, which is 12, over how many I went to the right, which is 10. I can reduce 12 over 10 to 6 over 5. My next point, the next thing I want to find is my y-intercept, which is when my line crosses my y-axis, which is right here. And that is when that's when y is 2. So therefore my y-intercept is 2. So now I want to have my equation y equals mx plus b. I can replace m with 6 over 5, leave the x, replace b with 2. And that is how you write linear equations from a graph.